Hello, beautiful people. It's Uraola Olaleko here, and you are welcome to my YouTube channel. You know that feeling of, oh my god, I just want to finish with school so I can have free time, so that I can have time for myself, time to do the things that I really want to do. And then people who are graduated tell you things like, well, you better make do with the time you have now because when you're done with school, you won't have as much time as you have. And you're like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Like, when I'm done with school, what will I be doing now? School is choking, school wants to finish me and stuff like that. In this video, you'll be seeing a conversation I had with Loba some time ago.
I've heard people say they had more free time while they were in school compared to when they graduated school. So on your side, you think you had more free time while you're in school to do other stuff, like to build a career, to do others like photography that you're interested in? You think you had more time in school to build that compared to when you left
I
school?
had more time in school, honestly. That that line or that sentence is very correct. Because now that I'm out of school, I have to be careful about my decisions and actions. There are a number of things that I have to think about that is much more than what I used to handle or think about when I was in school. Things that the dynamic of my life essentially wasn't as large as it is now at that time. So all I needed at that time was just to do school and then do any other thing I could have been interested in at that time. But it's different now because there are a myriad of other things that I have to look into every day. So I had more time in school.
Can you give us small example? Because some people don't understand. Like because when I was in school and people tell me this, I found it hard to believe because I'm
Hmm.
like, what are you doing when you graduate? Like, especially if you've not gotten a job yet, what exactly are you doing that is taking your time compared to this school work? So, if you
Hmm.
can please give us a few examples of things that take your time and energy compared to when you're in school.
Example. Okay, so first, when I was in school, my movements were restricted to the confines of my environment and school environment.
Yeah.
So it was school to my house and maybe a little bit of traveling here and there, but basically it was school to the house. School to the house took less than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, at most 15, 20 minutes. One. Two is after school, all I had to do was read, make sure I was up to date on all the things that we're talking about in school, and then the rest of the time I'm completely free to do any other thing that I want to do. But it's my examples are based off of the experiences that I have had since I left school till now. So basically, I had just a limited amount of things to focus on when I was still in school, one of which was my studies and nothing else. At least in a sense, that was like the basics of me being in school, do school and take care of myself. So I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't have to worry about money actively
Yeah.
in the sense that I had my allowance for the month. So all I had to worry about was budgeting and financial management just so that I can my allowance is enough for the month for me.
Mm.
So switch to now that I'm out of school. Now that I'm out of school, the rent that I used to pay in school is completely different from the rent that I paid when I was out of school.
Yeah.
And when I was in school, my parents naturally regularly send me food stuff, enough money to get a number of things that is yeah. So that is one. Number two, the way the economy in the country is now is not the way it was at that time. So pricing is completely different. Now that I'm out of school, I have to take care of all those by myself. Now, because I have to take care of all those by myself, my work rate or how I approach my work will be completely different now.
Yeah.
Now, I started photography as a hobby in school. before it turned into what it is now. It was just me. It was more than just a hobby, actually. It was like an out for something. But it was basically me just enjoying myself, doing what I enjoy doing. Now I have to focus on when I was in school, all I had to focus on was the art of photography, taking beautiful pictures, editing, and the rest.
Yeah.
But now I have to come to the realization, or better said, I came to the realization of the fact that art and business are two separate things, and you have to
Yeah.
know those two things. Now, when I was in school, I felt like as long as you do beautiful work, you would eventually get your clients. You won't have to disturb yourself. Because when I actually started charging for my photography in school, I didn't really have to put too much into marketing, or I had people that were lined up to like pay for my work. So it was easy and I could save up money, do different things. But now that I'm out here, I found out that the world works completely differently. So
Yeah.
with in the light of all this, the way I approach life and business is now completely different. I have to make sure that I am doing marketing. I am making sure that I don't have creative block because I have to constantly push out good work every time. Also, I have to make sure that as I am making money, I am creating a budget that will permit for me to save, to fend for myself, like get the basic things that I need for myself. I have to also make sure that I get better gear. I have to like improve my work. So the money that used to be only for just me some years back now is probably
Yeah.
for like 15 things now. So there's a little bit more stress when it comes to handling business as compared to that time. So now I have to put in more work. So I spend more time learning and
Yeah.
running my business. I spend more time on the road in doing my business. Now I'm taking another course. That's like my thing. Now I have another responsibility that I have to put, that I have to give 100% focus,
Yeah.
determination, everything. Now, what I am doing has a tinge of research, understanding users, many things like that. So, more than just taking the course, when I have my assignments done, I have to take time out to research, do this, and make sure that I have my assignments in play, not
Yeah.
just to submit, but so that I can understand what it is I'm learning. Also, I have to
Yeah,
put,
still going.
yes, I have to I have to put time in personal development.
Yeah.
My mind has to continually grow. I have to continually increase as a person in knowledge, in diverse understandings of how different aspects of the world works. At some point in time, I'm going to want to get married. Then I'm going to have to make sure that I have another person that I have to care for and
Yeah.
be intentional about. At some point in time, children will come into the mix. You see that the dynamics keep
Yes, it keeps
expanding.
increasing.
Compared to when you were in school, you didn't have to
And
think about all
everything.
this at all.
True.
So yeah, that's what I meant by
Very,
I
very
had
true.
more time when I was in school than now.
Very, very true. And I completely understand because even on my end, without actually doing anything, and I remember the first month, I didn't plan to do anything, get a job or anything. But still, I was not free. I was still very busy. I still had responsibilities. And the
Mhm.
major realization I had was now I have no excuse. The excuse I used to give, oh, I'm in school, I'm in school. Now I have no
There's no
excuse. Is
excuse
that you
anymore.
get it done or you get it done. This is your life at stake. And you, like you said, there are other responsibilities like family that will come up. So what excuse not to give your family that I did not do this because there was no light, because something happened. So
Yeah,
you now
yeah.